Hany Rambod speaks openly about his concern for steroid abuse in bodybuilding, discusses young deaths of Dallas McCarver and Boston Lloyd. In a recent episode of his podcast, Hany Rambod opened up and got serious about discussing the young deaths in bodybuilding and the role steroids play in these deaths. Rambod is a bodybuilding coach and a legend in the bodybuilding community. Perhaps best known for his FST7 training system and coaching 7X, Mr. Olympia Phil Heath, Rambod's knowledge is highly revered by athletes and fans alike. This makes his podcast, The Truth with Hany Rambod, a valuable window into his experience and insight of the sport. Most recently, the sport was crushed to learn that Cedric McMillan passed away at 46 years old. This came shortly after the passing of Boston Lloyd, who was only 29 years old and openly admitted to testing mass amounts of PEDs on his body. Sadly, these deaths were just the tip of the iceberg, as many young athletes have passed over the past 2 years. This also includes former Mr. Olympia Sean Roden and beloved men's open pro bodybuilder George Peterson. Hany Rambod gets candid about bodybuilders who do year-long cycles. Look, if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking of contemplating taking drugs, you should really consider the consequences. Turn around and say, how old am I? Do I want to work within my genetic potential? If so, let me wait until I'm in my mid-20s before I gear up. If that's something you decide to do when you're 22, 23, 24, then you should do it. Then you're a little bit more mature. This isn't just for Trenbolone, steroids. I'm talking about when it comes to anything. Even when it comes to these peptides now. They're big. SARMs and shit. All this stuff. When you're older, you're going to be older and a little more wiser, and you're going to be able to make better decisions as you become older. But when you're young and you're doing these types of things, you just haphazardly don't think about the consequences and the repercussions of your actions. If you actual natties and fake natties enjoyed this anabolic injection of bodybuilding content, like, share, and subscribe.